Today on AskBloop, is it fun being an animator? Welcome to AskBloop, more here from bloopanimation.com. It's Friday and it's time for your questions. What would you feel if traditional animation becomes the industry standard again? And how would you think it would make a comeback? Well, it just wouldn't happen. Technology doesn't go back. And moviegoers are so used to the crazy details and gorgeous visuals of 3D animation that it would be like going back to black and white. Now, having said that, I only mean if we go back to the way 2D animation used to be. But that doesn't mean that we can't come up with interesting ways to bring back 2D animation, improving on the technique to make it easier to compete with 3D. I think there's a lot of beauty to traditional hand-drawn animation, and I would love to see more 2D films. One example of someone who's doing a very interesting thing with 2D and 3D blending is Sergio Pablos, who's created a teaser for an animation project that is 2D animation, but with a completely new look that feels like what would be the next step for 2D. Disney also did something that I really liked in their animated short Paperman, in which they combined 3D animation with the pencil strokes of traditional animation drawn directly on top of the model. So to answer your question, I would love it if 2D would make a resurgence. But I know that financially for the studios to invest in it, it would have to step up to be able to compete with what's going on in 3D animation right now. I'd like to create shorts for YouTube, but I don't really have a good PC for rendering. Any advice? I think this is where being creative and resourceful comes in. You don't have a good computer for rendering? So what? There are ways to get away with very basic renders and still get cool results. My latest short, Lift Up, was rendered on my 2011 iMac. It wasn't even the best one at the time I bought it. I rendered the whole movie with the Maya software render engine, which if you don't know what it is, it's literally the most basic rendering engine you can use in Maya. It doesn't even look like 3D. Then I used some creative compositing in Nuke to make it look the way it did. It took a lot of playing around, but it was fast to render and looked awesome at the end. Another option is sticking to 2D animation using Flash or Toon Boom, which don't require a lot of render power. Does YouTube channel count as a demo reel? No, YouTube channel doesn't count as a demo reel, but it can definitely help. I strongly suggest having an official website for yourself with the demo reel front and center on the homepage. If you also have a cool YouTube channel where you can upload your animations, that's great, but it's not a substitute, but only an extra. Would you recommend Toon Boom? Yes, I do. It's one of the best 2D animation programs there is, and I can tell you just from our own store that our Toon Boom Animation course is the best-selling course we have. So yes, I would highly recommend it. What's it like being an animator? Is it fun or hard? Does it have to be one or the other? One thing I can tell you about animating is that people either love it or hate it. In my class, we only had a handful of people who were into animation, and they all loved it. Everyone else, though, hated everything about it. But whether you love it or hate it, it's really hard. Getting believable action in animation is really hard. It could take hours for the most basic actions, and can get very frustrating when it doesn't work. And sometimes it just doesn't work and you don't even know why. When you eventually do, though, and you watch your animation, it's very satisfying. So yes, it's really hard, but I think it's one of the most fun jobs you can have in the 3D animation industry, and probably one of the most fun jobs in general. One time I was animating a chicken doing like an army salute, and I was thinking to myself, I'm getting paid for this? Alright, that's all the questions for today. If you have one, post it in the comment section below, or email me directly. If you want to stay updated on animation news, new tutorials, see if your question was answered, don't forget to subscribe right here. See you next week.